What's up, hungry homies? So this video this week is going to be a little bit more about picking your suit. So I'm at the point right now in my prep where I get to kind of talk with my suit maker and we get to decide kind of on design, color, fit, form, all of it. So as well as any jewelry that's going to be possibly be worn during stage 2. So I've got a really great sort of interview that I hooked up with my suit maker, Charissa from Bikini Lab, Hawaii. So just a quick little video on, what she thinks that you should be looking for, asking any one of your suit maker or otherwise. So when deciding to pick your suit, when you should pick it, how to kind of go about the process. So watch this quick video.
Okay. All right. What's up, hungry homies? I am here with Bikini Hawaii Lab, Charissa, and we're going to talk about suits. So, Charissa, please. I just started working with you this year. I purchased a suit from you last year and I loved it. I actually used it for my final and in my routine at the Arizona Pro, and it fit me perfectly. We hadn't really talked much about measurements, and so immediately when I put the suit on, the fit was perfect, and I think that's says a lot about the quality and your ability to pick out suits for people. So I would love for you to give some of my followers and subscribers and anyone interested in learning how to pick out a suit for a figure, bikini, women's physique, women's bodybuilding, kind of give them just your basics, the things that you should be asking a suit maker, things that you want to know about the client, and in that way it'll give them the best leg up when choosing a suit for stage, because it's so important. So take it away, introduce yourself.
Thank you for chatting. I think the first thing to think about is what your overall desire is. I feel like for bikini athletes, wellness athletes, and then like figure physique and bodybuilding, the cuts are so different. If you have something special or a specific preference, let's say you've gone through a tremendous amount of weight loss and you're considering either covering up let's say like a saggy skin issue, or you need more support in your glutes, like, are you able to go with the suit maker who has more readily available suits? Or are you in a position where if you're thinking about those types of things, you need that as a preference if you're looking for a suit maker who's going to do something more custom for you? Some people are only looking for budget friendly suits, and that's okay too. Like there's enough to go around for everybody. But if you are looking for something that is more specific, somewhere down like my area of focus would probably be better. Personally, because this is what I do, I like making suits that are tailored to the specific athlete and their preferences, as well as creating suit for dynamic movement. I think that's why I tend to fall into loving creating suits for physique and women's bodybuilding, because choreography goes along with that. I want you to know that when you're moving, it feels kind of like a second skin and you don't have to worry about it.
That's a huge thing to consider, right? Because women's physique and bodybuilding, we're up, we're down, we're laying across the stage, our arms are up in the air, whereas bikini or figure, you're pretty well in the same upright vertical position at all times. So that's a really good thing to consider, as well as the transformation part. I didn't even think about that. Some girls like myself put on 30 pounds in the off season, right? And so it's a significant amount to lose. And no, that's a great thing to consider. Totally. Yeah.
Then also, I think you should. I get a lot of athletes who send me ideas from other suit makers, which is fine. Like you can have inspiration from anywhere. I get inspiration from Starbucks cups, from sunsets, birds and flowers, and of course, like other suit designers or dressmakers. One thing I have to remind people is I appreciate that you come to me for my business, but I am never going to be able to recreate something that somebody else made specifically. That's like giving 2 Michelin star chefs the same recipe and expecting it to come out the same.
That's a good comparison. Very interesting. Yep.
I love your business. If you love that design, go with that suit maker. Like reach out to them. Now, if you love us for our cuts and the way things fit, just know that I've never created the exact same suit. Even if somebody comes to me with my own design and wants the same thing, I won't make the exact same thing, because then that becomes more of like a stock option for me instead of a custom option. So
yeah,
I'll try to
make sense
a little bit. But what I think probably is most important is looking at your physique, where you are, looking at the cut of the suit maker, what they make, and then also meeting with somebody who's willing to do like a video consultation to get to know you, get to know what you need, because I feel like so much information can get lost just via like a black and white text or like an email information like exchange, where I can kind of get to know really what moves you, just in like the little details of our conversation, and that prompts more questions, which helps me create a better product.
Totally. That's super smart. Super smart. Yeah.
We ask, our process, the way we do it typically is we ask for 12 weeks for a suit order. It does not take 12 weeks to make the order, but we ask for that because we like to do a fitting in between you making your order and getting your final suit. So what we would do is we would do this video consultation, get to know what's important to you, set your budget, and then place your order, figure out colors, measurements, all of those things. And then I would create your suit base, mail it to you for you to try it on without crystals on it. So we guarantee the fit's perfect.
Yeah.
And then video chat if needed. You show your coach, you show your friends, your family, your dog, whatever. And then I provide the mailer, you send it back to me, I put crystals on it, and then we know that it's 100% good to go come show day.
Cool.
So
yeah.
We don't need 12 weeks, but it's really nice to have that time in between so we know we don't have to rush.
Absolutely.
I also think it's important for you to find a suit maker that suits kind of not your personality, but what you're needing from them. I understand for most suit makers, this has been a big conversation as of late. I understand for new competitors, I should say, that the suit is one of the biggest purchases you're going to make. And it's also one of the only tangible things that new athletes who've never stepped on stage feel like they have control over. So if you're looking for like a hand-holding experience, somebody who's going to send you pictures every day that they touch your order or your invoice, you need to express that. I feel like I'll for one will tell you, I am not a hand-holding person. I am a kind person and a loving person, but I'm the one doing everything at the moment. So if I'm taking away from working on an order to send a text message or to reply or to hop on a video call 10 weeks out from your show and every week after, I'm not your girl because I'm not getting things done. But if that's what you require, I feel like that's something you should just communicate in the beginning. Like, I want somebody who's going to help me, stay in touch every step of the way. And then that way the suit maker can say, well, here are the milestone moments when you should expect to hear from me.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's good, because they also, those milestones and those timelines sort of add up with someone's prep as well. So like at the 12 week mark, that's when, stuff actually starts to happen with your body, and then the 6 and 8 week, you're like, oh shit, we're dropping even more weight. So like they all kind of correspond and like line up with each other. So it's perfect that you're sort of in line with the progress of the prep, which makes the progress of the suit happen that much more clear. So that's awesome. Yeah.
Whenever I get a client's measurements, I really like to, I feel like, okay, so clients' measurements are great. Like, obviously I need those to help build their suit pattern, but I feel like progress pictures, like not filtered, not edited, not in black spandex shorts that are going to be the black hole of death that I can't see.
Can't see
very
shit.
transparent check-in pictures that you send to your coach. Those help me as a suit maker. I don't know if other people require them or request them, but I feel like for me, that is a really great way to see the shape of your physique, because we could have 2 figure athletes who are 140 pounds, 5'4", with a 28-inch waist and a 35-inch hip, but their glute shape could be very different.
Very different. Yeah.
Entirety of you could be very different, like as far as how high we need to give you a V in the front or how high the hip straps need to be. Your torso could be longer and her legs could be longer. It's like really, really, really helpful to get good progress pictures. And I've had clients, they just get used to sending them every Saturday or whatever. They send them to their coach. They just send them to me now. And if I don't respond, cool. And if they see me go, okay, hey, this is the week. This is the week we get the, and then this is now we're cooking with grease and we can move it.
Yeah, that's it. And it's good for competitors to also understand that it takes a village as well. And that includes your suit maker, your coach, your personal trainer, if you have one, your support system outside of that. So you're just another support system without the hand holding, of course, but you're someone else who needs to have that like keen eye and a professional eye when designing a suit for specifically a specific skeleton of a person.
And when it comes to, I feel like when it comes to color and it comes to the design, um, I I don't want to like ruffle feathers, but I feel like people overthink it just a little bit. Like you're
Huh.
allowed to show your personality. You're
Yeah.
allowed to do like have you seen recently like we'll see bikini girls on stage and literally everybody's in red.
It's the same red. There's like a color of the season, you know, like one year it'll be blue and then it'll be pink. It's whatever those top girls are wearing. Like I think Jennifer Dory came out with this like sort of like a teal almost, right? And then everyone started making teal suits. And so that's going to be the flavor
Yeah,
of this
I,
year.
yeah, and I feel like you should not be afraid. And this is why my heart goes to figure, physique, women's bodybuilding. Like, don't be afraid to like if you're getting bold with your music, if you're putting your heart and soul into it, don't
Yes.
your personality into your suit a little bit. Now, I
Yeah.
might help edit that down to make it look a little bit more tailored. I have people who are like, I feel like a phoenix. I'm coming out of the ashes and I'm doing this. I want to let my peacock shine. Cool. But let's make sure that your suit is just the icing on the cupcake of your amazing physique. Because I will see people who their suit is so phenomenal, but I'll scroll onto the next Instagram and I'll be like, I don't even know who was wearing that. I was just
Well, that's
looking at
it. You don't want it to outshine your physique, and that's the whole point. It's just like you said, it's supposed to be the cherry, not supposed to be the whole cake itself, right?
so I feel like taking solid ideas that people have and making them a little bit more abstract and soft tends to be where I go. I won't say that I then that means I'm using like less bold colors or less vibrancy. If I feel like your personality and your physique support it, like hell yes, I'm gonna tell you. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna do but I have like a good example is like 10 years ago, I had people who'd be like, I'm women's bodybuilding. I'm tough. I need flames. I'm like, girl, you don't need flames.
No, you're not a Harley Davidson.
But what
Yeah.
help create a palette that helps give that effect without it being so um
Cliche.
yeah.
Yeah.
What else as far as design?
I guess the tops and the bottoms are something that I'm always interested in. Like I've used like the triangle top, but the suit that I bought off of you had a much more of like the bra fitted top, which I liked and I didn't think I would. And that was the only hang up on it. But I put it on and it fit me so well. I was super duper impressed. Now I don't have triple D's, and so it could contain my generous B's, I guess generous A's by the time show happens. But
so I'll preface that I don't really use molded cups that often. You purchased a
it
pre-made
was an
suit that
older design. Yeah.
it was another design, and that was specifically made for your cup size. Now,
Yeah.
I do have sponsored athletes like yourself that where instead of you purchasing the suit you are wearing from me at a discount, you give it back to me and I'll make you the next suit. And those are the suits that I keep and will either I don't really rent out suits much, to be honest. It's kind of a hygiene thing for me. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah. No,
But
I feel that.
but I will resell them. Like I'll get them back, clean them up, make sure they're beautiful, and then resell them as how yours was. And I get people who are like, well, I want that one. Well, if you're gonna compete in it and you're gonna tag me in photos, I'm gonna make sure it fits
Make it
you.
nice. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? It's your calling card. That's your business.
And I mean, like, I'm not driven by making money. That's not where I am. If I were, maybe I would say like, oh yeah, whatever, it's fine, you can do it. But if I know that you're gonna tag me in a photo, like I want to know that it's going to fit you well.
Yeah, you don't want to be spilling out and then that looks
Yeah.
poorly on you
So
too. Yeah.
I knew based on your pictures and your measurements that would be great. Um, let me tell you the difference between molded cups and the soft triangle because that might make a difference to people. I like molded cups for the fact that if you have augmented breasts that kind of fall apart from each other a little bit, but you have very full breasts that no matter even if you lose body fat, they're still going to be there. Molded cups are great because one, they're firm. They're easier for me to put a shit ton of crystals on. I can completely cover it. And it's easier to get them closer together. Also, my molded cups come with like this little lima bean shape of a little extra padding, which can really help hold the girls.
Yeah.
But what I will say, it is not my favorite cup. My favorite thing to use is a soft triangle cup because one, molded cups come in A, B, C, D. double D, E, F, G, H, I. That's how they,
Yeah.
they're slightly, I could cut them to make them modified, but that's what they are. And molded cups are like when you go jean shopping. If you try on one brand and you try, they don't fit the same.
That's fair.
Right?
Yep.
So if you tell me you're a B cup and I use my molded B cup, we really have to confirm that the height and the width of that is what you're
Is accurate. Yeah.
because the fabric is sewn directly to the molded cup. There's no tension on either side. So
Right.
it tends to happen the cup, especially physique and bodybuilding. You go into a pose where you're pushing your chest together. Yeah, and you get capping. Or even smaller chested ladies who want a molded cup and stuff it with padding, when they go to the side, it's going to gap out, right?
Yeah.
The soft triangle cup with my super thick elastic is my favorite, because no matter what size you are, I can sew the top together to hold you girls together. But that's my favorite, because not only can I say, oh, hey, Alyssa's in between like a medium and a small triangle, I can cut it exactly the way I need it for your activity. But it has tension. So no matter what way you pose, it's holding nicely to your chest. And because I put so many crystals on your dang seats, it still ends up looking like a molded cup because it rounded it and made it hard. So
that makes sense.
I prefer a soft triangle cup that is engineered and created in a very like thick fashion to a molded cup all day.
That's awesome. Good. That was super descriptive. I really like that a lot. Yeah.
I also think like the fabric that's used makes a big change. Some suits come with like a soft like swimwear lining on the inside, or a pretty like there'll be like a printed fabric on the inside that is a bit softer than the outer shell. I prefer, just from my prep days, I'm way better at suit making than I ever was prepping for a show, but I needed support and I needed to know that my hip straps were going to stay really high. So my engineering mind took me to finding fabric that would fit. It's almost like Spanx.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Heavyweight spandex. It's shiny, it's black, so it literally can be wiped. Like you can just wipe the tan.
Wipe it clean. That's nice. Yeah.
But it helps keep the weight of the fabric a bit thicker, which kind of puts the distance between a soft molded cup or a soft cup and a molded cup. Like
right. Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, I understand that. I can see that in the different kind of suits that I've had over the years. So yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah, the more weightiest one to hold it all together. That's smart. Very smart.
I feel like that fabric also helps keep your hip straps up really high. And
if it's tighter, for sure.
Yeah, and it helps keep the I don't know, it's just something about the way the V-cut front feels on your body with that really like that fabric. It's just chef's kiss.
Cool. No, cool. That's really good way to describe it. No, that it speaks to the quality of the product for sure. That's awesome. I guess just like maybe the last thing is maybe let's talk about accessories just quickly and who you work with for all the bling.
So I've worked with lots of people, and I will say that jewelry is not absolutely necessary. I feel like I have some WPD ladies who are super tomboyish, and they get like, I don't know, you can see they get out of their mind when they're wearing it. They're thinking about rings or bracelets or earrings and trying to move their hair when they do choreography. If that's not you, don't force it. Find something petite. That's something that feels good for you. I have ladies who never worn jewelry and they still like Janine. She's not a huge jewelry person and she gets best poser like all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So that it's absolutely necessary. But if you're anything like me, when I'm going into an event, even now, like if I'm just stepping on stage sponsoring an event, I don't like to talk. You know how long it's taken me to get on this call with you. I'm not, I don't like being in the limelight, but I feel like if you put me in some bling and a tan and I can assume my drag persona, I want all of it.
That's awesome. Yeah.
All the crystals and all the things. And the most consistent, just high quality. I've never received anything broken. If I've ever had an issue, I could go to her. Most cost effective is always Bao from Body Bling. Like she's always going to be my girl. Like,
yeah. That's
so
awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
Great with hers. I can put, let's say you and me are working, and I can put us in a group chat. I can say, here's Alyssa, here's her check-in picture, so you can see her shape, her hair, her suit ideas. I'll give her the crystal stuff, and she'll literally say, cool, I'm gonna take it from here. And then she'll send you a ton of options put together. And I just, like, for me, when she does me, I'll screenshot. I like these earrings, I like these bracelets, I like this. And I end up only, it's like $100 or less, and I have everything I need, and she ships it out like this.
That's perfect.
So,
yeah, that's good, because I've done both. I've gone to companies, and I've also ordered shit off Amazon, and there's a big difference between the quality and what you get. So
when we lived in Hawaii, I was trying to order bulk things because my Hawaii girls would wait till the last minute to get things ordered, and there's nowhere to shop there. So I was ordering things on Amazon. And then once I realized literally that the tiny little earrings I was getting were the same price as what I was getting from Bao, I was like, girl, like, let me just stock up.
yeah, no kidding.
For everybody to come shop. So I still have a little bit of that left, but now that I'm here, it's not much of a necessity. For accessories, if you are in bikini, figure, wellness, I feel like you really do need to have 2 bracelets, a ring, wear it on whatever side you're posing, and a decent earring that's not going to hide behind your long hair. So don't need to go a little bit bigger than what you would normally go for, as long as it's not going to be distracting to you while you're on stage.
That's good advice. Yeah.
I think that's it.
That's awesome. Good. Awesome. No, I think that's perfect. I just wanted to do like a quick, like, who are you, what you do, and why you do so well. And I hope that was enough for you to like describe to people what you do.
I'm always open. I'm always open for consultations. I am, because I will say here, I moved from Hawaii to Texas. I had a team of 5 girls in Texas, and then I moved to Virginia. I'm now solo. So I do appreciate when people stick to timelines. And if you'd like to order something, you can even reach out before the 12-week period, so I can make sure we have time on our schedule. I say we,
That's
me.
awesome.
I mean,
you.
and,
that's all right.
That's why I've really been sticking to, like, I don't have any more spots right now, just because I want to make sure I can give everybody the customer service they deserve.
That's it. Yeah, that's important too. Awesome. Cool. Well, I'll post down below all of your links and all of everything that people need to get in touch with you. And I really appreciate your time, Charissa. Yeah. Thanks so much.
Super informative. She's always been a super great help when I'm asking questions. I've had other suit makers in the past, but Charissa definitely seems to be on her game. She works solely by herself. It's incredible all that she does for her athletes, and I'm hoping I can pass along some information that I've learned from her to hopefully to you guys. So first off, I want to go over kind of like the suits that I've had in the past. So I've kept a couple of them. A couple of them I haven't kept. I had to give back. They were rentals, or I had a sponsorship, and the agreement was to give it back. So the one that I did buy was my Olympia suit. So I went with a green base, as you can kind of see along the bottom here. And the only real instructions I kind of gave the designer, I like to let the designer do their thing. They're the creative one. I'm just the mannequin that they get to, I get to dance around and kind of wear their artwork. So this one was really pretty. And the only thing that I gave them was, I want green, and I want sort of like water waves. That's kind of the idea that I gave them. So they did a great job on this one. I kept it, and I bought it because I was a little nostalgic, and I don't know if I probably won't ever sell it, I probably won't sell it. Yeah, it's really special to me, and maybe even one day I'd wear it again, right? But one thing I do is that when I compete, I bring a couple suits with me. So that's something to keep in mind when you're competing, is shit happens and you might pop a boob or something might break. I'll get into that again. So one of my other suits that I wore last year, not one of my favorites, but it definitely was really pretty. It was just a little bit there's too many light crystals on it, I found. So it was really bright on stage, if that makes sense. But I wanted like a lavender. The one that I wore, which one was it? The one that I wore after the Olympia, so the year following, 2019. Similar to this one, although the suit maker had already sold it, I wanted to wear it again, but they'd already sold it, was that I gave them the idea of unicorn. So I wanted like those fantastical colors, like your blues and your, the silvers and the pinks and things. So that, stop. Poor dog has allergies. So that one was really pretty. It wasn't as light as that one, the one that I wore last year, but anyway, it was cute. And then this is the suit that got me really excited about working with Bikini Lab Hawaii. I messaged Charissa and she was just selling some suits, and I loved the colors on this one. And I love a blue base. My skin tone, which is like olive, it's that Italian in me. I tend to look better in like blues and purples and greens. So this is just, I bought a used suit. I took a chance and I actually liked it better than my custom made one. So I actually wore this one made by Bikini Lab Hawaii to the finals. And I thought it looked better on me. It fit me amazing. Blech. The form was great. But yeah, so making sure you're talking to your suit maker about like what your style is. Obviously getting measurements. So your boobs across your back. I have like generous B cup, I think. But my back is like a 40 around. So it makes for buying bras very challenging. Another thing when you're thinking about your suit is thinking about your jewelry. So bikini, typically they'll have a lot more bejeweling and bedazzling. Women's physique and bodybuilding, you can probably get away with like some earrings, and maybe one bangle and maybe one ring. So what's great, these ones I've just purchased over the years on Amazon. Nothing crazy, but they're all like stretchy and they don't slide around too much on your wrist. So when you're like doing your hand movements and stuff, they stay pretty well secure. I've had many different kinds over the years. This is another one, nice chandelier, like costume type jewelry. But what's really cool about Charissa is that she works with a jewelry designer as well. So she'll be able to hook me up with different styles of jewelry, which I can use for other shows as well. So I like to have a variety. I usually do a bangle, a ring, and the earrings. I think last year I did a big bangle, and then a smaller one on the other wrist. This one's got like some of those AB, they're more like bluey, purpley crystals. And this one was like a little over the top, but I kind of liked it. So yeah, we got more jewelry in here. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of boobalas, you can get your gel pads and you can hook yourself up with a little bit more lift. But yeah, so those are important to have too if you don't have too much boobs like me. That's okay. I prefer little boobies to big boobies. So anyway, guys, I hope this just like a quick short video on things that you should kind of like look for when selecting your suit. Charissa is a busy woman. However, she is more than happy to answer any one of your questions. So please, you can find her on Instagram and I will have her link down below. If you ever want to purchase any posing suits, practice suits, things from that, if you want to use my code Alyssa10, save yourself a little bit of money as well as it helps support me, and I will always take and welcome any support I have from my followers. So little gift from me to you and then a gift back from you to me. So I appreciate you so much. Guys, this has just been a really quick, you know, picking out your suit video. I hope it helped and shone a little bit of light. If you have more questions, please don't hesitate. Please DM me, follow me on Instagram, and please make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. I like to put out, you know, both my training stuff, a little bit of information, full days of eating, all that kind of thing. So please follow along. I appreciate you. Subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.